It's Tuba Billy back in the saddle again. Yeah, it's all fixed up. So it turns out I'd blown some valve gaskets and seals and stuff, because the guy I bought it from took the exhaust relief system and basically shut it off. Crimped hoses, different things, which I saw that, and I looked into it, and the consensus that I kind of saw and felt was it's like that dealt with like the emissions and stuff like that, and it really didn't deal with fuel efficiency. Really didn't deal with the actual engine running. But turns out it was the pressure relief for the engine. Kind of comes off the exhaust and feeds it back through, I guess. But anyway, that had built up so much pressure, it blew out one of the hoses, and blew out the seals too. So that's why it was leaking, and now it should not be leaking. They tuned up my carburetor as well. When I started up and started driving, it was a little on the rough side, but been sitting for a week. And she's old. I know she's old. She's got some miles on her, but running smooth now. But anyway, so I don't have my gloves on, and my hands are absolutely frozen right now, because my wife took me in our van, and I grabbed my jacket and my pants and my helmet, and she drove off with my gloves. So I've got my hand grips cranked all the way up, but they're keeping my palms of my hand warm, but the back of my hand and my fingers are absolutely frozen right now, because it's it's in the 50s, I think, which isn't too bad, but when you're traveling at 40 miles an hour, that's quite a bit of a wind chill. Oh man, but anyway, so I'm glad to be back in the saddle. I have missed it. Haven't ridden in a week. Of course, I was up in took a trip up to Indiana, helped my father-in-law put up some drywall on his ceiling. Well, just run that red light there. There's some power. Woohoo! Anyway, we tore down this, it's an old house, like old house, built in the 1800s. And we tore down part of the ceiling, old tiles, and put up drywall. That was in a newer part. It was in the 50s. Like, I think the ceiling was put up in the 40s or 50s, but tore that down, put up some drywall, helped with that, hung out. Kids got to do some fun things. But other than that, just came back and back to the grind, back to work, back to life, and back on the motorcycle again. I was very happy with the shop that I took it to. Took it to the Yamaha place here in Noonan, because I figure if any of them would have the parts, they would kind of cut out the middleman. But as soon as I told them, hey, I've got an oil leak on a V-Star that I don't have time to dig into. And he said, oh, well, what year is that? I said 2004. He said, we won't touch it. I said, here, but this guy will. And he gave me his card, and I was like, okay. This guy does it out of his garage, just kind of on the side. But he said he's got about 20 bikes right now that are he keeps going. Oh, I try to keep my hands warm. But very reasonable price. I was appreciative of it. Kind of upfront, honest, and very quick. Originally he told me, oh, I'll be able to get to it on Thursday of next week. I was like, all right, I might have a few days back at work without a motorcycle. We can figure it out. Well, then he called me Monday, said, hey, we took a look at it, and this is your problem. We're gonna have to order parts. They're could take 5 to 7 days to come in. I was like, okay, that's all right. still, you know, nowhere near. Then he calls Wednesday and said, hey, we're all done. I was like, oh, well, that was quick. You finished a day earlier than when you told me you were even going to look at it. So, good on him. And so far, I mean, gosh, it's running nice. They did some extra things that you know, didn't ask for, and he didn't really charge for, so happy with that. So I would be definitely recommending them for anybody in the area. He kind of takes it on referrals only, and so you can't just, you know, rock up and say, hey, fix my bike, man. You gotta know, gotta be in the know. But anyway, but I'm happy with it so far. I mean, I've done, you know, 5 miles, well, maybe 10 miles at this point so far since I got it back. First couple minutes were a little bit rough, kind of sputtered and stuttered a little bit, but now she is running a-okay. I think I do want to turn my carburetor down a little bit. I feel like it's running a little bit on the higher side. What are you doing? Just because I like it to kind of not stall, but kind of be on the, when I'm idling, just kind of be the pop, 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 pop. Right now it just kind of rumbles, which is fine. Maybe I won't, I don't know. But I guess if I do tune it down, then that messes with other parts, so I'll probably just leave it where it is, right? Right. Thanks for helping me make that decision. Oh man, but I am happy to be back in the saddle again. And it's something he said before I left, say, hey, keep the rubber side down and the saddle side up. I will surely do that. So please, as always, be excellent to each other. Tuba Billy, signing out. God be with you till we meet again.